vente på, hvad der er for enden, fordi det ved jeg godt. Og i stedet for, så kan jeg holde mit fokus på, hvad det er, jeg vil have ud af det, mens jeg har det.
Have I told you I'm so impatient? What I meant is there's no escaping. I practice my smile, laughing and singing, protect you in between the span of my wings. And heard y'all was flying to Mars, but I think maybe y'all trying too hard, huh? I used to feel like a weirdo, cause it was so difficult to be cheerful, and we trying to reach and explore in case I can locate some supportive resources, afford us the breath of existence before metamorphosis is more than just metaphor for next. I was watching my son play piano and thinking about how we survived that avalanche, looking down at these shoes that I'm standing in. I might be happy, this might be happening.
All this love and all is lovely, feels so good, can't take shit from me. I mean, all my days, no storms, just sunny, it's sweet, like honey is sweet.
Lovely. When I told you that a sad song was simple, what I meant was the parts sound familiar. In the dark, watch you dance with your shadow. Loneliness feel like it's sharp enough to kill you, but even when you got somebody to build with, won't automatically promise it's solid. Keeping my feet planted firm in my footprint, learning to look through the clouds when they crowded. When the thunder hits louder than hunger, start running for cover, cut off in block numbers. I honestly wonder if I'm just trapped under the thumb of the weather or whatever's up there. Trying to use all my colors to paint with, I flew up to space just to find isolation. So I'll be the starlight that started tonight. Gotta love myself so I can love you right, right?
All this love and all is lovely, feels so good, can't take shit from me. I mean, all my days, no storms, just sunny, it's sweet, like honey is sweet.
Lovely. Lovely.
Jeg ved, at når jeg dør, så sker der ingenting. Og ligesom at jeg ikke eksisterede, før jeg blev født, så kommer jeg heller ikke til at eksistere, når jeg er død. Og jeg ved, at det betyder, at jeg hverken kommer til at tænke eller føle noget, når jeg først er død. Og det er selvfølgelig en ret deprimerende tanke at have. Men jeg har heller ikke lyst til at leve mit liv og lade som om det er noget, som jeg godt ved, at det ikke er. Og slet ikke, når det kommer til døden. Så på nogle måder så føler jeg mig egentlig lidt heldig, fordi jeg er så bevidst om, hvad det er, jeg har i mit liv, og hvad jeg så ikke har, når jeg er død. Fordi så behøver jeg ikke gå og måle livet på langs og vente på, hvad der er for enden, fordi det ved jeg godt. Og i stedet for, så kan jeg holde mit fokus på, hvad det er, jeg vil have ud af det, mens jeg har det.
no escaping. I practice my smile, laughing and singing, protect you in between the span of my wings. And heard y'all was flying to Mars, but I think maybe y'all trying too hard, huh? I used to feel like a weirdo, cause it was so difficult to be cheerful. And we trying to reach and explore in case I can locate some supportive resources. Afford us the breath of existence before metamorphosis is more than just metaphor for next. I was watching my son play piano and thinking about how we survived that avalanche. Looking down at these shoes that I'm standing in, I might be happy, this might be happening.
All this love and all is lovely. Feels so good, can't take shit from me. I mean, all my days, no storms, just sunny. It's sweet, like honey is sweet.
Lovely. When I told you that a sad song was simple, what I meant was the parts sound familiar. In the dark, watch you dance with your shadow. Loneliness feel like it's sharp enough to kill you. But even when you got somebody to build with, won't automatically promise it's solid. Keeping my feet planted firm in my footprint, learning to look through the clouds when they crowded. When the thunder hits louder than hunger, start running for cover, cut off in block numbers. I honestly wonder if I'm just trapped under the thumb of the weather or whatever's up there. Trying to use all my colors to paint with. I flew up to space just to find isolation, so I'll be the starlight that started tonight. Gotta love myself so I can love you right.
All this love and all is lovely. Feels so good, can't take shit from me. I mean, all my days, no storms, just sunny. It's sweet, like honey is sweet.
Lovely.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sort of Chaos podcast. By my side today, the lovely Ioana, off screen because she's still too shy to.
No, I'm not. Hello.
Well, I guess she's too lazy to put on makeup. She thumbed up me. What's going on, people? I promised you guys I'm gonna launch a Romanian clip this week. It's not going to happen. We're shooting for Monday because it would be stupid. I wanted to launch it on Sunday. And my girl was like, what's the point? Everybody's going to fill their tummies in their lonely homes, hopefully in their lonely homes, with whatever they cooked. So might as well shoot for the second day. So for those of you who haven't seen my last week's podcast, please subscribe to the channel called Romeo Space Cialis, right? Romeo Cialis. And I'll start posting occasional Romanian work there starting next week. I'm going to go hard with my first clip with something personal. So if you laugh, I would much appreciate a share. Stinky, come here. Stupid little cat. Why is he crying, baby?
Because he's hungry.
Well, yeah, he's half hour off and he's already moody. Can I just say how grateful I am for not having kids at the moment? I'm just saying, I can barely handle a cat right now. He's getting on my nerves. I feel for you people. I feel for those of you who have a kid right now. You know what I mean? And just trying to see this podcast while he hits you on the head with some toy or something. I'm sure he brings you joy too. But also the fear of, keeping that kid safe right now. I truly feel for you guys. This whole fucking stay in the house business. It's getting to more people. At least I'm an introvert, so I'm used to being alone or whatever. But for some people, I know it hits hard. So hang in there, people. It's think about it like it could have been war, right? And you could have died on the front lines. Instead, you have to stay inside and masturbate to Pornhub Premium. What's the point of Pornhub Premium being free if you don't have a room to yourself to fucking jerk one off? You know what I mean? To just shoot one in the. Everybody has to do it with their like fucking bathroom breaks, right? You have a kid, you fucking have to lock the door. The fucking kid is beating on the door. Can't even get an erection. Can't have the volume on, even if don't have a kid, right? Got to jerk off in the fucking sad bathroom or in some room. Oh, it's my office, baby. Why do you lock your office during the day? Because Pornhub Premium is free. What's up? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Do we have 20 people? I'm gonna like
16.
We're shooting for 20 tonight. I don't give a fuck. It's like a few people, but they're my people. What's up? Isn't it funny that we try to grow up and emulate to be the stars on TV, and now they're all vloggers and bad vloggers, some of them. I swear to God. Can I just say this? I'm going to cut this in a separate episode, hopefully, if I have time. But can I just talk to John Oliver? I love John Oliver. Like, I've been recommending him since 2013, right? And all my shows, the Romanian shows too. I love him. He and a few other colleagues they're amongst the people who still trying to do some journalistic work before spewing out shit. And the fact that HBO affords them a certain budget means that they can do one per week, and by that time it's a single subject, but it's an in-depth kind of thing that tries to cover all angles. No show is perfect. Sometimes it's a little bit lefty, but what the fuck you gonna do? Overall, I love John Oliver. You guys seen any fucking new episodes of John Oliver? They're so weird without an audience, right? I mean, it's a stand-up format, and he's gotten used to that. But please, John Oliver, I know you'll never see this, but if you do, for God's sake, put some background music on, because all those jokes get into if every celebrity does vlogging now, you guys got to get in a vlogging fucking mood. And it's not that hard, because if you do like punchlines and shit like that, and John Oliver still has the instinct to kind of like pause. Maybe it's the script and the prompter or whatever the fuck, right? You know, maybe he has like a little pause break, but he still keeps it, and it makes no sense. It's so awkward when you do it with no live audience. You know what I mean? So John Oliver, if you do see this, cut the pauses after the joke. Just cut them shorter, or even not at all. Just let them land and move on. And secondly, put some fucking like background music on, and it will be way less awkward than just shooting, like very well structured information composed with some good jokes, and then pause of silence for nobody to react. So you got to fill that space. Look at me preaching to one of the most famous people in the world. But I got to say, it's pretty hard to watch. And the information is still valid for the John Oliver fans out there. But it's a hard watch, isn't it? It don't work without an audience. Not in the format, not the way it is now. But it could still work. All right. John Oliver, if you see this, which you won't, please. And thank you. All right. What do people say? What's up, people? Give me some thoughts here before I start rambling about what the fuck I did.
Matei asks, did you have a haircut?
Did you have a haircut? No, I didn't. I'm thinking to go bald, dude. Fuck that shit. Like, there's two schools of thought right now. One is you let your girlfriend do it if you have one, which is cool. But if you start out with that thought, then you'll think that you put pressure on her. You know what I mean? And she most likely won't get it, right? Because, how many tools and how much dexterity does my girl have to cut my hair? So the idea is, and I'm telling her, you're going to see this fucking ship of a fucking forehead elongated even more into my weirdly shaped skull. But I'm going to go for it. And that's the idea you got to present to your girlfriend before you give her your scissors, right? And if she starts shopping and she does a half-decent job, awesome. If not, she has the freedom to think, all right, if this shit goes wrong, he's going bald anyway, right? So I'm going to give her one shot. We should do it live.
Yeah, I can't wait.
And if she screws it up, which she probably will.
Want.
She probably will intentionally. I think she's too scared to realize. I think she's too scared to have her love put to the test with me having this fucking huge head with no hair. Don't piss me off, baby. I'll fucking shave my eyebrows just to see how much you love me. I guess doggy style will increase in popularity if that happens. What's going on, people? Shit. I feel bad for Raluca because we still haven't seen her movie. I'm not sure if she's online today, but
Yeah, she is.
she's always here. Love you, doll. Still haven't gotten around to it. We just finished Tiger King and woo! What a roller coaster, huh? Oh wee! Hey, those people are crazy. I mean, absolutely, I liked absolutely no one, and also I loved everybody.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
It's that type of show where you're like, it's like from a fucking different planet, dude. These people, if you guys haven't seen Tiger King, it's not it won't age well. Like the documentary I told you guys about 2 weeks ago about the Jinx, right? With the guy who's a multi-billionaire who's also happens to be a semi-serial killer that got away with it. And now he's 105 farts old and his trial was supposed to be fucking in March and it got canceled. He won, okay? That guy won, and that will stick with you because, how many multi-billionaires or whatever the fuck, right, get discovered. But these dudes, it's very fun, very entertaining. It's just, I don't think it will stick with you in 5 years if I tell you about Tiger King. Who the fuck was that? Cray Cray, like a different planet. I love how just the dudes, like the Tiger King's lovers and spouses, right? Like husbands. I just love how they there was an interview shot and the interviewer asks, "How gay are you?" And the guy answered, hold on. No, he asked, "How straight are you?" And the guy replied, pretty straight. I had to read that. I couldn't remember it. I mean, listen, dude, if you have to answer that question, how straight are you with pretty straight, you ain't straight, dog. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Just don't go pretty straight. I talked about this shit before, but bisexual people, they confuse me. It's like I can understand gay, right? So since you got your dick hard, or maybe, I don't know, maybe Michael Jackson sucked it, and you're like, whoa, this is the shit. You know what I mean? I'm not here to argue, are you born with it versus does something in your life impact you to the point where you think that's what you were born with? I tend to think the first. I think most people, I think the second one is possible, but for the most part, I think the first one is valid, but I'm not here to discuss that. I'm just saying, what the fuck is up with bisexual people? Can you fucking make up your minds? I think there's this scientific article I read, which is basically, I heard a podcast of somebody who read it. And it had this scale of from 0 to 1, how flexible are you? So you can be straight or gay, but if you have 5 stars, you're very flexible to go in the other direction, which basically means it's a scale of bisexuality, right? So that was very interesting, and you guys can look it up. I'm sure it's out there. And it's I guess these dudes are how straight are you? Pretty straight? The answer is no. There's no pretty straight. Are you straight or are you gay, right? Or are you just a skank who wants that tiger money? Pretty crazy show. The dude's I'm not going to spoil it. I am. maybe I won't. My girlfriend just gave me this face. I don't like to make spoilers, but I almost did. The dude is in deep shit, and you guys need to see that documentary just to take your mind off all this bullshit. Right. Do I have some questions from the people? Some things. God, I sometimes I feel like even these 20 people, like their fingers hurt. I get it. You guys are high. Probably not nowadays, right? Yeah, you know what I ordered, guys? I ordered like legal weed. I think it's what was it? Weed CBD something.com. So it's like a perfectly valid place to buy weed. It's legal in Romania too because it's imported from Dutch, right? From the Dutch country, from Holland. It has so many names, right? I think Dutch are the people. It's imported, and then it's they chemically extract the THC. Boo! Fucking all these cool ass fucking vloggers and stand-up comedians and all these fucking bullshits. How about for once you grow some balls and stand for weed in Romania? Because unless we kind of put in enough pressure on a politician to run on that platform of legalizing it, then you guys are just bullshitters, just kind of like playing to the tune or whatever the fuck people need to hear and brands need to hear. Play it safe. Don't say nothing like that because, ooh, you might lose a fucking $1 or $2. Cunts. Right? So, but until that point comes, I ordered this weed. It was supposed to arrive a few days ago. I called the people today. They say it's going to come in tomorrow. That's not the point. The point is, in harder times and maybe times where you don't have access to the authentic stuff, sometimes if you're like a bitch like me who uses it as a half excuse to kind of like smoke a little bit of nicotine, right? You might like look into that. It's supposed to be very flavorable. It doesn't have the psychoactive effects, but it does have the CBD. So at least it will calm you at a anus level. You know what I mean? Like you won't feel it. You won't know you feel it, but you'll probably be more calm. Anyway. I asked these people what's up like 3 times. What did you guys see? You guys seen anything good? Are you all watching fucking Asia Express? Oh my god! Speak proposed. Isn't that wonderful? I start watching that shit with my girl. It's like I'm nothing against Ada and what the other her husband, but
Catalin.
Yeah, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But I want them to just fail already. It's getting unbearable. My girlfriend, she didn't even tell me, but she made TikTok. She just, I got to mention, started making fun of girls while watching like my Facebook feed. Like, can you believe this fucking thing? Not, of course, Facebook is going to fall, of course, eventually. And other things will take its place and those will fall. Nothing lasts forever. But I'm like, can you believe this fucking girls? Like, they were making fun 2 years ago. And I see like these little vlogging girls, you know what I mean? Like, 2 years ago. But I mean, those who are more towards my age, you know, like they kind of like 27, 30 something. A couple of years ago, like, you know, whatever the fuck TikTok appeared. That's so stupid. Oh my God. And now they all have TikTok. You fucking hypocrite bitches. Can't get enough likes. All right. I'm not saying all of them. And who knows, maybe it's a good platform. I'm just saying, I'm too old for this shit.
I'm not sure.
Started gym today. And I started gym last week too. I keep starting gym. I'm a master at starting gym. Oh shit, give me a gym and I'll start it. Show me a new exercise. I'm on it for like a day. And then 2 weeks I do nothing. Fucking cunt. Yeah, man. Last week. I started on Monday too. I was like, "Fuck this." And my problem was never like I was one of these dude. I was a basketball player and I played it for clubs and shit. So I was like pretty good up until I busted my knee and my ankle, right? But my main problem, even before basketball, is because I was that fucking cool kid, the cunt who thought he was cool. And while the coach was like, "Now we're doing fucking stretches before we start the actual, practice or game or whatever," I'd be the cunt who do the stretches while the coach was looking and then kind of like play the fool, fucking class clown, right? And never did them. And then I started gym to get pussy, and I didn't do them then. And now I'm like this, something that I could only describe as like bricks glued together by cement. There's nothing. So I was like, fuck it. I can rip into that fucking bench. But I'm so stiff that even last year, I fucking busted a few things in my back because they're all weak and unflexible. I can barely touch my knees. I don't want to talk about my toes. They're not in the same hemisphere. So yeah, I was like, fuck it. I'll start with stretches and shit. So I got this 30-minute workout that just meant stretches. It killed me. My calves were burning like for like 4 days afterwards. So I was like, fuck that. And yesterday, my girlfriend was like, will you join me today? And I'm like, no way I can do it in the afternoon. I have to do it when I wake up, or else I start doing other things and I get lazy, and then I never do it in the evening, right? I used to do it in the evening when I could go to the gym, but just at home, it won't happen. So yesterday, I kind of like, when your masculinity is challenged by your girl and you're like, fuck. So I couldn't even look her in the eyes. She's like, will you join me today? And I was like, yeah, baby, maybe. Who knows? I didn't do shit. I had work to do. And even if I didn't, I would have found something to work because I just wasn't feeling it. Although I had like a fucking 7 hours of sleep the night before, but which is unusual for me. It's quite good. Just wasn't feeling it. I wonder why. Oh. Today, I was like, fuck it, let's do this. Let's do this first thing when we wake up. So we woke up quite early. We did our fucking exercises. I did like about 5 minutes of stretching, and then I went to weights and shit, which I can easily do. It's just that I start getting like built. I quite easily get a good body. I'm a weak piece of shit. If you cough towards my direction, I'll catch a cold. This coronavirus will probably get me if I get it. Such a weak piece of shit when it comes to viruses and shit. But when it comes to like getting back in shape, dude, I just need give me 3 weeks of me being conscious. And if my gut is gone, I start developing like shapes and shit. And still, I look like a fucking donut. What an asshole. I hate it. Right. What? Give me the bullshit.
It's a comment from Michael. Now is the time to make weed legal. We just need to make some sort of conspiracy theory which show that weed is the cure for COVID.
Yeah. That would be the only chance. And even then, fucking cunts. Hey, I can be like, guys, put me in touch with all the weed, fighters in Romania, and I can be the face. Fuck that. Fucking narrow-minded cunts, dude. I swear to God. Like, don't do it if you don't. I know so many people who smoke weed. None of them are violent, especially when they're around weed. I know a lot of alcoholics. Don't get me there, right? Because those cunts, and alcohol is legal, but you know what I mean? Even I think I'm more grumpy and like aggressive on alcohol. Fuck that. Fuck, dude. All right.
Matei said that saw the platform, pretty good one. Thanks for the recommendation. Do you have any others for Easter free days, being either movies or something on YouTube, podcast, stand up?
Dude, if you guys haven't watched, I think I recommended it a few podcasts ago, but you guys should watch, what is it called? Pitch meetings. So that's PICHTCH.
What?
I suck at spelling. Pitch, like to pitch something to somebody, meetings. So it's this like, it's Ryan is his name, is this dude. It's by Screen Rant. The channel is Screen Rant, but their series is called Pitch Meeting, right? And he just takes movies and kind of like imagines what the pitch meeting would have been for that movie, but whilst pointing out the stupidest fucking things. And it has inside jokes and it's very tight. It's like 7 or 8 minutes each episode. And rather than watching, all the mistakes, or whether it was this channel who took every mistake of the movie, and it's like it's a shitload of it, and you spend like 35 minutes and all that shit. None of that shit here. You can nitpick in any movie if you want, but Pitch Meetings by Ryan, I definitely recommend. So if you don't know that series of episodes, they have 100 plus, and there's movies you must have seen. And even the movies that now I see a tendency of, if I made up my mind that I'm not going to see the movie, I'm going to just watch Ryan's Pitch Meeting. And it's honestly one of the funniest YouTube shows that I recently discovered. It's not very old. It's like, I think a year plus, something like that. I discovered it with Paul last summer. Very good. I have to search through my brain, but I'm sure there's a lot of things you could watch. Some of you are younger. Y'all seen Scrubs, Futurama, all that shit. Arrested Development, Parks and Recs, The Office. What else? There's so many of them, right? Yeah, I'll think about it during this podcast. How about you, baby? How about you recommend something to the people? So, if you haven't seen the podcast from 2 weeks ago and you're live now, see The Jinx. It's a documentary that will blow your mind. It's made by HBO. If you have it, if not, get it. Somehow. I saw Matei's fucking movie, Miami Beach, right? I even made a Facebook post about this, and I was ready to start the Romanian work just to rip him apart. Now, me and Matei, bromania, right? We casually know each other, and I definitely respect his work. And when I don't, I make sure to point it out to him. I don't make sure, but if we do intersect, I make fun, right? I do that with everybody. And I really, judging by the trailer and everything, especially when it was in cinema, I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit, right? It's like, come on, bro. Because sometimes Bromania, he does these quality, good sketches. Sometimes he leans too much on the semințe eating, you know what I mean, type of mentality. Like, okay, we get it. They're all kind of predictable in the same thing, right? In the same sense. And when I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, this is playing into that. Like when he wants to do good work, he does it. Not the case here. And I already started writing the review, and then I saw it with my girl. I wrote a good review on I didn't even make the episode, and I started with something else in Romanian. Actually, I'm going to film it tomorrow, the episode for the first in Romanian again. But anyway, Bro's movie, pretty good. I mean, of course, I hate the manele and everything else, but within the context of the characters, that's what I said in my short Facebook review. It's pretty funny, and the punchlines were like very, very sharp and on time. You know what I mean? The writing is pretty good and didn't always lean on the predictable. He tried to go 90 degrees a few times, and I think he pulled it through. Also, the other guy, I really don't stay in touch with Romanian celebrities. I couldn't give two shits, right? If I meet you and we get along, sure, I'll follow you and kind of see what you're doing. But people come and go, and it just bores me. But the other dude, what's his name?
Codin something.
Codin something, right? I'm sure he's like 5,000 times more popular than I am. But what a great actor, that guy too, huh? I mean, he definitely knocked it out of the park. So, no bullshit. Congratulations to Bro, right? To Matei. And I think they got, I think they're making the second one already, or they got confirmation that they'll be making it. I might be mistaken. Maybe they were talking about another movie. But yeah, definitely surprised me. So, if you haven't seen it, you probably have, but if you haven't, it's a good way to spend an hour and a half, as long as you don't get too uptighty about Romania. It is what it is, right? And the movie is pretty cool, right?
Raluca said something in the beginning. She likes Stefan Colbert, Seth Meyers, and Trevor Noah.
I like Seth Meyers. I like all of them. Stephen Colbert, Some I like him. I definitely like all three. Stephen Colbert. I like Jon Stewart more than Stephen Colbert. Obviously, Jon Stewart is retired. I used to love The Daily Show. That's where John Oliver launched his career as a backup for Jon Stewart, the legendary Jon Stewart, right? But since Jon Stewart isn't active anymore, he just does cameos and stuff. I like Conan, definitely. I think Conan is like a born comedian. I like Stephen Colbert too, but sometimes he gets a bit too pompous-y, kind of. I feel the jokes are forced, but I'm nitpicking. He's definitely the shit. John Oliver, like I said. Trevor Noah, sometimes I think he leans too much on that. Okay, we get it. You're black. It's hard. And like, maybe I just can't relate because I have no black enemies. The few black people I know, they're all my friends. And when it comes to other races and shit, we're cool, right? I grew up amongst Muslims in my county, Constanza. I just Trevor Noah, sometimes I think maybe too much leans on that, but he's still one of the good ones. You know what I mean? I'm just nitpicking now. What was the third one she mentioned?
Wait a second. Seth Meyers.
Seth Meyers. Yeah.
Meyers.
Seth Meyers also is his delivery is also very cool. I like Seth Meyers too. Not much to nitpick about him. He has his own style, but yeah, he's one of the good ones too.
And from Lucian, I highly recommend Dark. It's a German TV series on Netflix about time travel. Did you saw it?
I think I saw it in my feed being recommended. I just didn't start. You know what was the disappointment? I still haven't seen it, but I got so fucking hyped up like a little bitch when I saw Freud, right? Like I was like, shit, finally somebody threw some actual budget and did some actual research on what Freud's life was like. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, we all know, a lot of us know that cocaine was his drug, right? And he got hyped by that and probably activated his sex side, and then he was more able to empathize with whatever deep shit was going on, because all this shit is childhood or sex or both, everything when it comes to psyche and who makes you as a person. Those are your foundations, and then it's up to you to try to fix what your parents couldn't, and to stay humble enough to know that when you'll have kids, you won't be perfect either. So maybe give them a chance and have some patience, you know what I mean? But this movie, no, it's a fiction. Freud, I saw like half an episode while I was having lunch with my girl. Wasn't too impressed. It's very stylistic. That's what I like. But I was expecting Freud's life, and it's some sort of murder mystery that vaguely resembles some of Freud's life, I guess, as a young man in Vienna. But then I think it turns science fiction. I don't know. I just saw half of episode. I'm going to give it like a few lunches. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to probably see a couple of episodes from bits and pieces. But if it catches me, or I see a glimpse of something brilliant, or at least something that catches my interest, I'll definitely give it a shot. But I was so disappointed. I don't think it's what I wanted. Right. Yeah. But Dark, to come back to what you said, when it comes to Dark, I just don't have the patience anymore. Maybe I will give it a try, but like that's why I can watch La Casa de Papel. I think without even seeing it, I think it's overrated. What a cunt. No, I think it looks well made, and it feels like it has a plot with clear bullet points. You know what I mean? So it's these grave twists that younger kids, or maybe even maybe more gullible adults kind of get entertained by. And I'm sure it's pretty good for a casual watch. It just doesn't seem well structured. Not well structured. Well, I don't think it's like The Walking Dead. You know what I mean? It gives me this vibe. Like they have like a good premise, and then they're gonna keep it alive 10 seasons after it was supposed to end, because they're turning it into a cash cow. So haven't give it a chance yet to Casa de Papel. I talked about this last podcast with my girlfriend. My girlfriend didn't even know it was dubbed. It was from Spain, right? So what I'm getting at is to see Dark, it better be dubbed because I'm too distracted to read, right? I'm just who I am, people. You're watching me. I'm not watching you, right? I'm dumb sometimes. Sometimes I'm very smart and self-laudatory, self-congratulating, right? But other times I'm real dumb and I accept it and I rather spend my time not. If it's dubbed and if it's dubbed well, I'll definitely see it. Like Freud is dubbed and is pretty well dubbed. Casa de Papel, it's like people in different rooms with different mics who are first year in acting school. They're horrible. Horrible. Nothing. The tones don't match. It's different volumes sometimes. It's just, I don't like it. And my girl's a casual watcher, so she doesn't give a shit. She just kind of doesn't want to read herself, right? So she goes with it. Plus, for some reason, they translate, like somebody translates in English while watching the movie in German and writes the subtitles, but some other person does the dubbing, right? They should just translate the fucking dubbing, because sometimes it says he came here and the actor says he arrived here, and it's this like my brain hurts, you know what I mean? Like I'm listening to one and I kind of lean on a crutch for low volume or accents when it comes to subtitles. I take a glimpse there to get a better understanding. And when I see the discrepancy, I'm like, what the fuck is even going on? So fuck Casa de Papel. And one day when I have more time and better weed, I'm sure I'll give it a shot with Spanish subtitles. And I'll do the same for Dark. But since you did ask me, how about you tell me about Dark? Like, right in the comments. Is it well dubbed? Like, you see it, does it have dubs? Like, is it English or is it in German? Just in German? What is it? Joanna will read it to me when you get the chance. Danke. Danke. Ay, Spritze. Fucking German porn is weird. I mean that in a good way. All right. I think we're going to take a look at my stupid little print screens. Is there something else I want to talk about? Oh, yeah, there's one thing I want to talk about. This is a bit gloomy. You know what fucked me over last week, dude? My girl asked me, like, can you go take out the garbage? And I was like, yeah. But in order to not throw the plastic on all the voluminous shit down the thing at your floor, right? I had to go down to take the elevator in the basement and then drop everything in its proper place. Paper, glass, whatever the fuck. It all gets rebundled in the same place anyway. But I went there, and when I came back to call the elevator to go back at my floor, I saw that somebody's at the ground floor, and I was like, fuck, you know, when you just call it and you realize this has to go up and then come down to you, you're like, I'll be here a while. So I was kind of like pissy. But once I entered the elevator, I felt this like feminine perfume I never felt. Like I never smelled before. Sometimes, you know the perfume, but I just never, it was so pretty. And for a second, I went back to last year. You know what I mean? You smell a girl's perfume. And you don't have to get all creepy about it. You just kind of imagine who she is. There's just that sense alone can start this whole thread in your imagination about who this person is and how she is. Plus, I caught a glimpse of a giggle. I think she was with somebody, maybe her boyfriend or husband. When they were on the ground floor, I could hear it through the elevator shaft, and it was this little giggle. And just based on that little giggle and that perfume, just for a split second, I went into that, like, who is this person? Who is this girl? How feminine she is? Why is she the way she is? And just this little self-exploration, this little imagination thing that started with the smell, right? And like that, it was so crazy. I realized that if the perfume is there and I can smell it, most likely I can inhale her breath too. And these are some crazy fucking times we live in, right? And that moment, I like all that fucking, who is this person? What does she live for? You know what I mean? Just the story of that girl or that woman told by me to me imagining it, right? It turned into this fear thing, right? And automatically I was more tense. And when I went in the door with my girl, it just automatically was more tense. And I was extrapolating it macro social aspect, right nowadays, like how much that little fear kind of like makes you act even more bad or think of the worst, right? It's crazy times we live in. I know it's just a silly thought, just smelling a perfume and realizing that it was automatic. I didn't even think about it. I just popped into my head like, fuck, if she has it and we have this smallest fucking little elevator, you can't fit 3 people with backpacks on in there. I was like, fuck, So you hold your breath, right? What do? Hold your breath a little bit. We don't know how these fucking things work. You fucking inhale it. No, you have to be 15 minutes around that person. Do you? Is it okay for like burp mist being around and you kind of sit in it for 14 minutes and then you're good? None of us fucking know, obviously. But just a crazy time. Anyway, I just wanted to share that thought with you guys. It was it made me. I try to see the. Ironically, the fucking pessimist tries to see the positive, but nowadays, at least now in this period, I try to see the positive of it and at least see the appreciation, at least have the appreciation for what we used to have and what we should be looking forward to be grateful about once this passes. You know what I mean? Because it's so easy to complain. I'm going to move to the print screens I took this year, but relating exactly to how much enough is never enough, and we always bitch and complain. I found this picture. Hold on. Let me just connect my phone to the... fuck. You have to drag... Yeah, there you go. Producer. You want a gross channel? Is all right. They'll see your face eventually. You know what I mean? There's no need to hide.
Yeah, I know.
The only thing is that's keeping my girlfriend sane is that her parents and everybody she knows can't understand all my bullshit. I think that helps. Right. So is this article? I subscribed. I like this page on Facebook that just posts all the Romanian shit, like commercials or like newspaper clips. But I mean, old, like 1923, 1958. And I found this one, which you probably can't see because my setup is stupid. But it says, I fucking cropped up the year, but I think it was something like 30-something interbellic area, right? And it was just, or maybe even later than that, but we're talking like more than half a century ago. And it's basically a newspaper announces that we're going to build some highways. This was in the 50s. And then it goes, until these wondrous highways, how about you repair some of these fucking streets where people walk on the ground? You know what I mean? And here we are, 60 or maybe even 80 years later, just bitching about the same fucking things. Nothing is good. And nothing, like a lot of things are wrong. Don't get me wrong. We should always strive to fight whatever injustice we identify, as long as we do a reality check with others and see that it's an actual issue that we don't fucking overblow, thus creating even more division. But you should generally speak from your truth, from whatever you think it's just and fair. But yeah, it's like, dude, literally, I couldn't have been born and still be alive at this age if it beyond 1900, even less. I had so many close encounters with fucking being so sick and shit that if I didn't have antibiotics, dead. 1800s, fucking appendicitis. Had it like a couple of, like 1.5 years ago. Before 1900, burial ground. That's why people used to make 6 kids, because on average, 4 would have died. 4 did die statistically, if you look back at the numbers, and 2 lived. And therefore, you kind of got to procreate. But somewhere along the line, people got used to just having comfort and then bitching for more and more. And some people, fucking 7 billion people, right, still decide to make like 5 kids or 6 kids or whatever the fuck. And if you're born, you're born. What the fuck can I say to your parents? But even like younger people nowadays, and like it's what's wrong with people, and they can be solved at a national level, right? And it should be solved at a global level somehow. That you can only have 1 or 2 kids, so we keep this population in check, man. People eat fucking bats and shit because they're in poverty. Those fucking people who ate this COVID bat, it was one of those Chinese markets. You know what I mean? There was no luxury item. Shit, I'm going to eat a bat today. No, that was like, dude, what else can we fucking eat? Let's eat. We're a billion of us. China, right? Let's eat some bugs. Yeah, they're pretty good. Worms have proteins in them, like larvas. What else can we eat? Bats. What? You can eat them. Taste just like chicken, dude. No, for realsies? For realsies. Let me have a bite. Right? 7 billion. 1900s. I'll never fucking... No politician can ever run on that. Can't tell. We're going back into the pyramid again of needs and whatever, but can't tell people not to fuck. And that's the sad part. Fucking COVID. Right. But yeah, what you should take away from this is be a little grateful. Even fucking women. Jesus fucking Christ. There's still women in Romania complaining after all the fucking talk. Especially, like, there's girls complaining about equal pay. Romania is statistically, somebody sent me this after I reacted to Be a Lady, they said. You know that episode, right? Which got a lot of flack. I reacted and he sent me this. Like, Romania is the most, it's the top, not the second, not the third. It's the top country where equal pay, like women have same salaries, even more than men. And yet people still bitch. This is on the sex side, on all sides. People are just not to mention those, Americans. They're the peak of being ungrateful cunts. There's no saving this world. It's just you and a few of you, me, right? It's a few people who kind of like have to band together and get through this shit sentence, like without losing our minds. That's partly why I make this podcast. Obviously, 20 people won't bring me any benefit, and I doubt it will ever grow higher than that. But at least we can share a thought. Anywho. By the way, if you like the song in the beginning, it's by Atmosphere. It's their latest album called Whenever, launched in December, I believe. It's continues to be my favorite fucking band of all time. Band, right? My favorite group. Them and Ram Sayers and everybody. Lovely. So write Atmosphere, Lovely, and watch one of the best video clips if you take the time to understand the meaning of the words and also see the visuals. I've seen in a while, and not just because it's Atmosphere. It's very well done despite of the budget. It's for those of you in the industry, it's a very good example of how you can use work that has meaning and not pay so much because you play off on the meaning of that work you're trying to emphasize through the video clip, through the music video, right? Anyway, did I connect the shit? I didn't. There you go. Boom. What other pictures did I see? Can you guys like listen to this shit, dude? So it's this pastor. Let's see this together, okay? I'm not sure you can see this. And this is copied from Facebook, recorded. But it's how do people still believe in these evangelists too? They're multi-billionaires. And they're so theatrical and obvious, and people just still fall for it. And this is one of the dudes that just can't have enough money, right? And he blows the virus away. Let's listen to it. Hold on. Let me scroll this bitch from the beginning.
COVID-19. 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 COVID-19.
What a fucking idiot.
The wind of God.
You sure blow, sir. You definitely blow.
On you. On you.
I blow the
You
wind
are
of God of you.
destroyed forever. You are destroyed forever. And you'll never be back.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. I blow the wind of God on you. Can you believe? Can you just even imagine what this dude imagines when he masturbates? He doesn't imagine. He watches some sort of 16-year-old girls, stripping down in Jeffrey Epstein's fucking dungeon. That type of dude. Fuck this dude. I blow.
COVID-19. I blow
Yes.
the wind of God.
The wind of God
On you.
on you.
You are destroyed forever.
You are destroyed forever.
And you'll never be back.
Hold on. There's a way better part. Hold on.
A fast wind. Didn't say anything about it being blowing over 40 miles an hour. Don't have to. Just hot. Hey, we know what hot is in Texas. This thing is going to hit in New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Oh, I'm telling you, it gets hot down there. I mean, like Jesse says, it's Africa hot down there, man, because it's right there.
Fucking Facebook ad. I hate everything. We talked about this last week, right?
I mean, like Jesse says, it's Africa hot down there, man, because it's right there on the coast. It gets muggy, and that's what it takes to kill this thing. It hates heat. It hates humidity.
So this dude just called his whole fucking church in to support the money. God needs money right now, and his foundation too, because this virus hates humidity. How many fucking priests didn't get and their fucking worshippers sick in the past few weeks? You don't even your ego tells you that's right, you stupid fucking cunts. That's what your ego tells you, but you shouldn't be like that. You should feel sorry for these people, even if they, through their stupidity, have a chance to make your grandma die. I was so sad about baby. I saw this clip. I'm sure you can find it, but it was this bus driver. Just 3 weeks ago, he made a video clip on his profile just complaining that people don't keep the distance and some are assholes and one person spit on him. And he died last week from COVID. So 9 days before he made that video. It just, it disgusts me. So it's hard not to say, you stupid fucking cunts, right? I bet that fucking dude who spit was religious as fuck, right? He thinks he's every fucking people. What are you, Jewish? God loves everybody, but he loves us a little bit more, right? Fucking everything. If you're Christian, he loves you more. If you're Muslim, he loves you more. We all have a God. We're just a bit more special, you know what I mean? Here in our country, because we're in Romania, and we're a bit more special. God protects us, but not just in Romania. Here, even in Dobroja, we're a bit more special even here because it's but not all Dobroja. Even here in Constanța, right? We're special here because we have the sea, but not in the whole Constanța. You know what I mean? That's just this neighborhood because it's the shit, right? It's where Biugi Mafia started from. They're not from Constanța, but you know what I mean. Everybody just micro-deducts the awesomeness in their own fucking until they reach their tiny dick and they're like, yeah, I'm the shit. Yeah, no. Your whole fucking point of being religious and all this shit is just the tickling of your ego. And there's the other part of the flock who just people who maybe through this tool called religion and maybe just the community spirit of it, maybe got through some hardships, but they still follow blindly. And it's so hard to not, first of all, it's so hard to respect, which I'd be lying if I say I do. Especially in a time like this where you're just a sheep in this fucking, this, well, I don't know how even to describe this gentleman. This mummy, he obviously has, his face is tuned and all this shit, you know what I mean? He did work, and he just fucking blows away. And that's not the best part. Hold on.
It hates water. It just dies.
Dies. April 2nd, dude. April 2nd. Oh no, he was preaching on Facebook, excuse me. Okay, stupid little music. So this is the best part, where he asks for money because God told him in a dream that his association has to raise at least 3 million. Was it 3 million this year or something? Or 300 million? I don't know. Fucking hold on.
You ain't never seen hot until it gets hot in Texas.
Ugh.
And it gets muggy down there in Houston.
Yeah, he appeals to all those southern states. Gets hot in Texas. He even has that my wife, like the dude in fucking what's it called with Kevin Spacey in that show. I'm so stupid. I watched the whole fucking thing and I can't remember the name. But yeah, it's like that dude, like the virtual, what is it? What the fuck is that show called, baby? With Kevin Spacey, where he's the president. Oh, you haven't seen it? Oh, you have to see that show. It's pretty good. But yeah, it's like the same theatrical bullshit, and people fall for this shit.
And in New Orleans.
New Orleans.
And it gets
so theatrical. I can do that. Oh, Jesus.
Oh God, I can't even go outside. That's good. Stay in the house. Turn on the air conditioner and watch that demon die. Watch it die right in front of you. Just get so muggy you can't stand it.
And this is the best part.
Gonna do? I'm getting laid off at work. Hey, your job's not your source. If it is, you're in trouble. Jesus is your source. Whatever you do right now, don't you stop tithing. Don't you stop sowing offerings. Well, they won't let us go to church. Well, email it in there. Text give.
Text give money. Just email it, because God needs your money.
According to the Word of God, I'm healed.
You can't remember the.
And I consider not my own body.
Yes, consider not my own body.
I consider not symptoms in my body.
I consider not symptoms in my own
But
body.
only that which God has promised.
Only that which God has.
Only that what the Word has said.
Only that what the Word.
And by His stripes I was healed. And by His stripes I am healed now. I'm not the sick trying to get healed. I'm the healed, and the devil's trying to give me the flu.
That's right.
Or whatever else kind of thing he's trying.
Shit, dude, the devil gave this dude a mouth. That's what the fucking devil did. He gave this fucking dude a mouth where he can spew his bullshit and just drain. He had a dream that God said he needs $3 million. $300 million. Excuse me.
The Lord had already dropped in my spirit and in my heart several years ago. About 3 years ago. That the income of this ministry this year had to be $300 million.
It had to be.
Thank God.
Thank God. 300 million. That's what God asked for, dude. He several years ago, in fact, 3. He downplayed it. He almost said 12, but he realized people would think that's bullshit. No, I'll do the 3 years. And it obviously fucking works. He's worth $300 million, dude. And he's still asking for money.
And it is on file in heaven. It'll come in this year.
Amen.
It can't not come in
It
this year.
cannot come this year.
And there's
300
no
million.
virus.
The virus that can keep me
gonna
away
keep
from
it
my
happening in
money.
my house or yours.
I hate this person. I hate the people who are following him blindly, or even him. If you are religious, get somebody who, like, at least pretends that he's listening to you. No respect. It's so hard to stay nice nowadays. Like I said a couple of podcasts ago, religion used to be, okay, I don't want to be the atheist I grew up to be when I was 22, right? Because I was full of this hate of, in a way, it was part of me feeling powerless to change the world and seeing how gullible people are. But in the end, you grow and then you learn to mind your own fucking business and find purpose within what you do and within yourself, so that you can pass it on to whoever is dear to you. And that's really who is worth saving, to be honest, right? But when it comes to shit like this, I don't want to be that atheist. I just want to live and let live. Okay, you're religious. It brings something to you good. I know priests and they're good people for the most part. But religion used to be the kid that we used to let play in the corner. But when it comes to my grandma's fucking safety and you stupid cunt, you go to the church like an asshole, then suddenly your faith just became my fucking problem. And it's so hard to stay calm. And I know you guys feel me. God fucking damn it. What else did I wanted to see? Oh, yeah. I started with this. Oh, yeah. I saw this clip. There's these dudes. I think this is from Russia. In fact, I'm pretty sure because I clicked the comments just to make sure where it is. I thought it was in my country. But basically, if you see the whole video, there's cameras on all floors, and these fuckers are trying to pretend like they're wiping the shit, like everything from COVID, right? So basically, he just puts the cloth on the door, or handle or whatever the fuck. They take a picture and they move on. I didn't save the video. I should have. And then there's like 50 poses like this. And then they just fuck off. Right? Cunts. Okay. Mexico closes U.S.-owned plant for allegedly refusing to sell ventilators to Mexican hospitals. I thought this was very interesting. Because the irony when all this happened, and I think it was memed all over the place too, was that Trump was trying to keep the Mexicans out of the country through the southern border. And when America got hit, and it got hit by the virus, they blocked the Americans from going down to Tijuana and getting some of that good shit, whatever they define by shit, right? And now, I thought about us as Romanians being a colony of America too. And by that, I mean having most of our resources being borrowed or sold to America, corporations and all this, right? I was thinking this fine little point. It fascinated me. So as a country, U.S., you have this factory in Mexico that produces hospital utilities, and you decide you're not going to sell none of that. So it's let's pretend it's in Bucharest, and there's this huge factory that makes ventilation beds on the outskirts. And let's say you produce 1,000 beds per day or whatever, right? And Romania says, I want 200 of those to be sold. I'll pay you, but I want it to be sold in my country. And the U.S. says, nope, no, you don't, right? We'll have all 1,000 of them. And now comes a time for people to kind of decide what they want to do. Do they want to stick with national businesses? The aim should be self-sustaining to the degree that it's possible. Some people don't have the natural resources. Some people don't have the population, right? China has the population. They do well because they have the manpower. So there's all sorts of factors, but the goal should be self-sustainability, right? And we don't aim for that. And good for Mexico. They're like, okay, our people are dying here near the factory. like right here, and I need like fucking 100 ventilators, and you won't sell me none, although I produce literally every one of them in my country, be it with your resources and you pay my staff or whatever the fuck, but they're here and we're dying too. You're not willing to send like a quarter of that to put aside for like to be sold to us, then go fuck yourselves. We're not doing it anymore, right? So they closed the factory, and good for them. God damn it. This is some new, like I wanted to also not drown yourselves into just sad shit, so I found this, which just filled my heart with awesomeness. Look at this poor little dog, dude. He's just so skinny when this dude found him, and now look at this little tabulard. I love him. I don't even know him. And the caption is, I don't usually jump a fence to enter a private property, but I did it the grab this poor too, probably. How do people not, like, you trying to make this post and whatever, like, doesn't it bother you to not double check something, or like, I should know because I make all sorts of mistakes. That's why all my posts are edited on Facebook and Instagram but why don't you just double check and then, or at least edit it? Yep. Awesome for this dude. He just jumped the fence to a property. This dog probably was owned by some crackhead or something that obviously didn't feed him for days, weeks, who knows. And look at him now. Wholesomeness, right? I just found this joke, which it's not mine, but so the caption is, there's a dude who finds a genie. What is your wish, mortal? And he's like, well, I wish I would stop second guessing myself, which is already a ridiculous premise to ask one wish of a genie. And the genie is like, really? Can you see this? The genie is like, really? You're going to wish for that? Which would be the natural question of us all. And he's like, hey, it's my wish, so I get to be the... And then he's like, hey, you did make me not doubt myself. Just the absurdity of it. I love this type of humor. This is just another wholesome thing that I found. Like, my stupid head never thought of to do this. I found a key once, and I found lots of keys, but I usually find it like if it's a stair or something around, try to put it on the stair, and maybe the guy will retrace his steps. Sometimes even I told my girl, just leave it there where you found it. You won't do any good because the guy will be hopefully retracing his steps before somebody else is an asshole and takes it for whatever reason. But not this dude. He put like sticks and shit around, so the person found it, and he did find it. So how cool is that? Yeah. This is just I started this podcast talking about me trying to restart my gym monster in me. And my girlfriend spoils me with these fucking awesome quesadillas, dude. Like, how can I look at this shit? Like, by the way, we want to like cook for you guys, like try recipes and put them in the podcast, or maybe as individual episodes so we don't bore you. But look at this shit, dude. That's cheddar cheese. That's soy chicken with fresh garlic. Then there's some fresh onion with red and green peppers, and all sorts of condiments. Excuse me. And basically, that's what keeps me fat. Thank you, baby. No, I'm kidding. I cook the fattest fucking things ever myself. I'm like, look at this burger meat. Looks delicious. Let's stick some butter up in that fucking patty. Just a little bit of butter. So when it sizzles up and you get that fucking smell, you get that butter on your tongue when you bite in, and it's a bit juicy mixed with the burger juices. My girlfriend's hungry, so I'm trying to... What's up? You get just those juices, baby, and you bite down on that fresh bun, and everything just mixes together in your mouth like this fucking delicious clay of fatness. Right.
No.
Right. And this is how they looked at the end. Right. I'm very proud of my girl. Oh yeah, I found this post. I don't remember what the original post is, but it must have been a commercial. But let me read this because this basically reflects my feelings in 2013 when I started the Romanian show criticizing commercials. And this guy sums it up pretty good. How so many fucking terrible commercials make it to the TV? When I see a dumb commercial, my thought is always the same. A group of grown-ass people sat at the table. I think I talked about exactly this. Like, can't you just imagine the pitch? Sat around at a table somewhere and discussed how they want to promote their brand. They come up with an entire marketing strategy, probably had a vote about it, and sent an approval to the marketing department company or the production company for... I'm dyslexic, you understood. That marketing department created, scripted, filmed, and produced that piece of shit commercial. Then they send it back to the group of grown-ass people who sat around at the same table watching that shitty commercial before agreeing that that is exactly the message they want to send about their brand. And then they likely voted again to approve running it on TV. A huge budget is approved for putting that dumbass commercial out there. And as a result, there is this piece of crap I just saw on TV. Yeah, I don't understand that. Exactly. Why am I closing this? But yeah, that was my initial fucking thought in 2013. Like, how can you guys, not you guys, but you know what I mean? How can people not look at a piece of whatever the fuck it's hitting them with heightened volume from the TV? You know, because they master the sound at minus 3 decibels when it comes to normal movies, but the commercials are mastered at -1 or 0, so they pop your fucking ears out when they start, right? How can people not just think about exactly the process of it? Like, do these people think we're that fucking dumb? I gave up so many fucking brands just because of their stupid ass commercials. It's clear what they think of us. Like, somebody sat down, look at like even Romanian commercials, but American ones too, or whatever language. They just, like I said in my Romanian shows, they dumb it down to the smallest common denominator so they get the biggest net of people just because they want to reach like this stupid. I saw this Olex commercial. I have to do it in Romanian. They just show people like Mihai sells half-eaten donut.
It's not Olex.
What is it?
La jumate.ro.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
Like,
is that's the best you could do to like fructify like... Don't even get me started. Disabling comments is for pussies. This is just a print screen, so I don't forget. I just wanted to share that. This is what I cooked. It's Chinese noodles with shrimp.
And it was delicious.
And mushrooms and shit and carrots. Thank you, baby. But yeah, going back to that, disabling comments is for pussies. Here's the only okay situation where you can disable comments. If you have an older person or a very young person in your show, and their point is like the way they are. I say older or younger because adults should be able to keep their shit no matter what, right? That's like for your comfort zone to surpass. You know what I mean? But let's say it's a young kid or maybe a very old person who is more gullible when it comes to these technologies. Maybe then, you know, but even then you would try to talk the old person into being like, okay, sure, let's let these people talk, even if they talk toxic shit, you know. Maybe young people. If it's like your little niece and you present her and people, you know, they can start getting creepy and shit in the comments, maybe then. But anything beyond that, what a fucking pussy. Grow a pair, man or woman. What the fuck's wrong with you? Jesus Christ. And if you like to read nice comments, just Google my episode on men react to be a lady, they said, and watch the comments there. There's the podcast version where I did it live like here. And then Paul edited like a very smooth 30 minutes episode. I recommend you watch that if you haven't seen it because it's more tight and no pauses or fuck ups. But read the comments for both of those. And I leave them on. Fuck it. You know why I leave them on? Because there's, I think, 100 likes and 500 dislikes. I leave it on because, like, there's a couple of comments every 50 comments with even a girl or a guy who sees my point. And they're like, yeah, that's right. You know what I mean? And that's why. And I'm in that case, I'm at the opposite of why you shouldn't yell at people who you think you're stupid, who you think is stupid, because they yell at me. I have like whatever 300 comments or 500, whatever the fuck they are, maybe less. But because of that, the algorithm, because there's a lot of talk, the algorithms pushed me in front of some Americans who were like, even girls, they're like, okay, I saw it till the end. You have a point. Maybe it wasn't about men, but I made the point that, you know, that wasn't my point. Of course, it was about women. But yeah, that's why. Like, even my Romanian followers, baby, they disappointed me so much after I quit Romanian. Like some kids that I thought, and they weren't exactly kids. I can excuse a 16-year-old. Can't excuse a 22-year-old. Now they're 26. Same fucking thing. They see, now there's this stupid couple persons. I didn't even bother open it. Like in these Antena 1 emission, like these peasants that they brought in that are very stupid, I don't know. And people just, even, you know, the self-declared smart people who are smug about it, they just share that shit just to seem superior for a second, and they're popular again. In that sense, I left my comments on. Disabling comments is for pussies. What do you? Like, it's better to be, I'd rather be controversial if I speak from, you know, what I believe to be true than muting everybody and not having a discussion both ways. Cunts. What else? Oh yeah, I saw this video. Dude, this video just filled me with joy but sadness at the same time, because I have a cat who I rescued from the fucking teeth of a dog, and I love him. But he'll never fucking ride a skateboard, dude. Look at this puppy. And not only does he ride the skateboard with his owner, but see, he takes the curves and shit. Why do you keep riding me?
I'm not.
You are riding me because it appears on the...
I'm not. You recorded.
What do you mean? Whenever you send me a message, it pops up there.
Yeah, but I'm not.
So who sent? You're Joe.
I'm not sending you any message.
All right. Anyway. Oh, dude, you got to listen to this with sound. Hold on. So there's this dad. Who bought... hold on. And that's the exact point where the dad realized what's happening. You can hear it in his laugh. Right, wait for it. And now he realizes. Oh yeah, I saw this about Lady Gaga. Maybe you guys saw it, but what a great girl, right? She raised $35 million to support for medical response in just 7 days, and she didn't go. If you read you can't read because this fucking thing is, or can you? You might. So the person says, what's even more remarkable about this fact is that she didn't just post links on social media asking for people to donate. She went straight to the corporate leaders, right? Because fucking 6 months before, come on, Lady Gaga, sing out at our private little thingy. We're up for saving the world. Now she's cashing in those checks, right? Those moral checks. And she asked them to give in a favor for those who need it, and they did. Fucking 35 million, dude, from corporate people, not Romanian state, who I don't know what the fuck we know what it does with this money. And then we have to SMS, you know, even the poorest people have to send $2 through SMS to save this dying people in Romania. Good for you, Lady Gaga. Good for you. Speaking of the state, I saw this post, right? Why the fuck does why? I understand any other business, right? To get money for the government, although they keep finding more creative ways to fuck us over. I don't want to be the guy who complains about the situation. I'm okay, and the situation is not pink, but it's better than it was 20 years ago, and then it was better than it was 60 years ago. I try to see the positive of it, but why the fuck does if I have a business, of course I buy, I employ people, I buy raw materials, I make them into a product, and I need to sell them further. And then even the final buyer pays the VAT, right? The TVA, right? That's state wants a part of that. But shit, dude, why the fuck, how come I have to give, how much, I think you have to give like 50%. If you win $1 million, you only have $500,000 because half goes to the state. That's absurd, right? Because if I run my business into the ground, especially if it's a normal business, all these multi-billion dollars non-tax paying businesses, because they provide employment, they don't pay any fucking tax, right? They're saved by a bailout from the government, Romanian, American, whoever the fuck, right? But your average business owner, you fuck over your business, the state's like, tough shit, dog. But when you win the lottery, they just pop near your shoulder. Did we win? I think we won. No, motherfucker, I won. Why you get to keep fucking... We didn't win shit. If I crash my business into the ground, right, you're not there to fucking bail me out. How come we won suddenly? Fucking... I want to start on government. They're doing their best. There's some good people and a lot of shitty people. Like everywhere else. Almost 1 hour and 30 minutes. Are you hungry? Say it in the mic so I believe you. How hungry are you, Ioana?
Very hungry.
Right?
I'm gonna die.
All right. You're up for cooking tonight, right?
I don't remember. What?
Well, then we're going to stay another hour. Good. If you don't remember. I saw this article from the U.S. People, I see this posted all over the internet too, and I think if you are writing this type of shit, you should shut the fuck. By the way, are we under 20 people? Because I'm not doing it for less than 20.
20.
Oh shit! All right, but then we'll end. But I'll end with this. Do I have questions? Not really. No. So some people, even in Romania, the people write that these fucking producers, like these factories, they gain so much money by selling that. Look at the supermarkets, everybody's buying. Yeah, maybe some of the supermarkets have some profits, but your end user is not as good as you thought, dude. Like eggs and everything, you're like, well, everybody's stocking up. Yeah, everybody's stocking up, but you're not taking into consideration all the thousands of restaurants, or hundreds of thousands throughout the world restaurants who aren't buying eggs and meat and all this shit. You have to think about the people who are, cantinas, everything else. Even, Snickers bar. You go to the office, you buy a Snickers bar. Now you don't buy that shit. So it might seem like, the eggs are selling out like crazy, but no, in the America, and I'm sure if we do have some local production, it's the same in Romania. They're running down, so there's no demand for it anymore. And I just thought, I know it's economically correct, but the amount of waste is staggering. The nation's largest dairy cooperative, Dairy Farmers of America, estimates that farmers are dumping as many as 3.7 million gallons of milk each day. A single chicken processor is smashing 750,000 unhatched eggs every week. Right? So since there's no demand and they keep producing at the demand that there was, or they have money locked in their stock, you know what I mean, their warehouse, then they rather smash it than give it to the people who need it. And it's fucked up, but economically it makes sense, but it's still fucked up. Economically it makes sense because if they have 750,000 eggs and then they start giving it to people, then they won't sell any for the next 2 months because everybody will have free eggs, and then the price will be even lower because there are free eggs all around. So the solution is to produce less, but since they had stock, they probably... But it's fucked up. People are starving and they're breaking eggs. Same for milk, right? It's like the cows are going to produce milk, and you have, COVID came, it doesn't affect cows, so you're going to still have 1 million cows. They're going to produce milk every day. You got to milk them, or else the fucking ducks get, clotted and all this shit, and they throw it away. It's so weird when you say it that way, because there are people who need it. People who don't even have the fucking money now to survive, because it's not so easy to stay at home for some people, right? Fucked up, dude. Fucked up. Listen, people, it was fun. I'm kind of hungry, so I'll end it today. I think we talked enough. People are bored already. We're probably, 19?
22.
God damn it. Now you join us, motherfuckers.
One question from Isaac. Would you like to host...
Oh, shit. Is it Isaac Luca?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, buddy? This is like one of my old school kids. Like, hey, what's up, dude? What did he say?
Would you like to host a show like The Daily Show?
Oh, fuck yes. Dude, I would do it in Romanian, but nobody contacts me. I would produce it. I would write for it. Of course, you need like a bunch of researchers and budget for writers and shit. But I would have loved to be like... This was maybe... gullible way of thinking of it in 2013. I was like, okay, I'm making this show. It's a pretty good show. I know it's a pretty good show. I pour all my soul into it. So hopefully somebody will see it. Maybe they don't want to piss on brands, because in the end, I could have never made it with that show on TV. I'm way more serious than Andy Moisescu, and I went to the throat of the advertising agencies who made them too. So no chance that would have made it on TV. But I always hoped for something like this. Like maybe somebody will give me a show that I can also pour my soul into it, and like then really have an impact and change something. Definitely, I would have loved to do something like The Daily Show. It just never was to be, I guess. I'm going to start doing Romanian shit again, but I'm just going to do shit that will make you laugh and makes me laugh. So now if you want to share my Romanian shit starting next week, you're free to. If you still want to keep me your secret, do that. I gave up on giving a shit in 2016 when it comes to my numbers. And oh shit, am I up 10 subscribers? Am I up 15 subscribers? Fuck that. But I would love for you guys to at least watch it for old time's sake. I'm starting strong, motherfuckers. Romeo Cialis. Subscribe to that channel. I can't even do a custom thumbnail and shit until I get like 1,000 subscribers. That's the new YouTube settings things. Like if you get less than 500 subscribers, you can't do, I don't know if you do custom playlists or shit. Like I got a lot of things missing. So hopefully you guys will transfer there and send a message to your Romanian friends who don't understand English that I'll be back there if they miss me. Probably do some podcasts in Romanian too with my girl. Maybe starting off publicly and then just move them to Patreon. Thank you for the people on Patreon once again. It went up to $93, which again I will be donating each and every penny from Patreon until all this craziness ends. It went up to 93 starting last week's podcast, and of course you guys should just donate directly if you feel like it. But if you also feel like you want to support this show and my future endeavors, you can do it there, and if it's for me, then I'll pass it on. And then if you want to stay good, if not. But if you don't want to help this show in any other way, other people need the money, so please just send it to them directly. That's it for tonight. Do you have any more questions?
One more question for tonight. Okay.
All right, last one.
Do you saw Chris special No Pain?
Did I see who? Who's special?
Chris Delias.
Chris D'Elia's. Chris D'Elia is Paul's favorite stand-up comedian. I didn't see it yet, but I like Chris D'Elia. I'm yet to see the Louis C.K. one I bought and saw live too. It was a busy week, and I'm also trying to like create something for the Romanian channel. So I haven't gotten the chance, but I'll definitely see Chris D'Elia. I like Chris. I don't love him, but I don't have to love everybody, right? I definitely like and respect him as a comedian, and I think he's funny. So yeah, shout out to Chris D'Elia. He's the shit. All right, I'm gonna go help my girl cook dinner. Thank you guys once again for watching. See you again Wednesdays, 8 p.m. GMT plus 2. 8 p.m. ish, probably 9, but you can start. It's never 8, but I say 8 because if it's 9, then it's a win for me. 8 p.m. GMT plus 2. Have a good evening. Maybe now you're supposed to say something. Good evening. Say.
Good evening. I'm going to eat. I'm dying.
See you guys. Peace. No, you're supposed to click the YouTube thingy, like that, right to the right one, and then you click. You fucked up, baby. End the stream. See you guys. Peace. Let's go eat, baby.